Before I start, I have a quick announcement. In the description is going to be a link to my Spotify account with a bunch of different playlists I made. I made like a worship one, chill Christian, inspiring, pump up for Jesus, and then one more I think. But yeah, those will all be on the Spotify account, so you can just go to the little link down there and check that out if you want to. If not, that's totally cool too. Hi beautiful people! So this is going to be my last video in the Are Christians Missing Out series. I know it's kind of short, this is only my third video for this, but I kind of just wanted to see like what it would be like to do a series since I had never done one before, but I liked it. I did. I think I'll definitely do something like this in the future. And you guys seem to like it too, which made me really happy, so thank you so much for that. But since this is the last video in the series, I wanted to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Basically, what I want you to do is, because I couldn't get to all the ideas you had, which were awesome by the way, I want you to do your own like little devotional thing. Get out pen, get out a paper and your Bible, and just write down something that you feel like you're missing out on as a Christian. So like, if I didn't get to the topic you requested, you can do Are Christians Missing Out on blank, whatever that one was, or whatever you feel like you are missing out on as a Christian. Basically, just dig into the words, see what the Bible has to say about it, pray about it, like actually pray about it, and just think about the wisdom behind the command, or like the thing that you're thinking of. Because like I said in the very first video, God doesn't just want you to not have fun, or like he doesn't just want you to miss out on everything everyone else is doing, okay? There's a lot of wisdom behind the things God commands, and actually, like I said in the first video, it's because God actually wants you to have the most joy in the world. That's why he commands you to do certain things. So I definitely encourage you to do that. Let me know if you do. I would love for you to email me or like message me on what you find out or what you just learn about, and I think it'd be awesome if you did. So with that out of the way, let's get into my last video for my Missing Out series, which is Are Christians Missing Out on Living for Ourselves? So not to brag or anything, but I have the 2 indicators, or like a little test you can give yourself that tell a lot about who you're living for or what you're living for. So number 1, who you're spending your money on for the most part, or what you're spending your money on. And number 2 is who you're spending your time with, or what you're spending your time doing. Now, if you take a second to pause this video and really think about those questions, it would really tell you who you were living for or what you were living for. And if most of us were honest with ourselves, I think that 90 or over 90% of us would say that we were living for ourselves. But if we truly want to live for Christ and go hard for him, go 100% all in for Christ, then we have to stop living for ourselves and start living for him. And a great verse that's short and sweet to go along with this is John 3:30, which says, "He must become greater and I must become less." One of the most important verses that you'll ever read in the entire Bible, if you want to be a Christian who's all out, 100% like I just said, is Luke 9:23, which says this: "If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." Now this verse might seem confusing at first, but once you kind of understand it, I'll explain it a little bit, it will make a lot more sense, and it's really cool. So to break it down here, okay, Jesus is saying 3 things. He's saying first, he wants you to deny yourself, which means deny your sinful, human-natured self. And then number 2 is take up your cross. Just like how Jesus died on the cross, he took up his cross and died a death that he didn't deserve. He died for you. He wants you to die to yourself and take up your cross. And 3, follow me, follow Jesus, follow the way he lived his life. So it's 3 things. It's deny yourself, take up your cross daily, and follow him. So yes, in a nutshell, Jesus is asking you to die, which sounds really weird, but he's asking you to die to your old self, your old sinful human-natured self, to go all out for him 100%, to follow Jesus and to live your life after him. The second part of this verse is also really cool, and I didn't read it the first time, but I'll read it now. This is verse 24. "For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me will save it." Jesus is saying that when you try to hold on to your life and you try to live your life for yourself, you're gonna lose it, because life is so short, and if you're just living your life for you and not for anyone else besides yourself, you're gonna lose it once you die. That's gonna be it. But if you give up your life, your short earthly life here, when you die, you will live life in heaven eternally. Like, you will live forever. A really great video that I highly recommend for you to watch is gonna be linked below, of course. It's by Francis Chan. He talked about this in one of the best illustrations of earthly life versus heavenly life that I've ever seen before. So definitely go check that out, okay? That'll be linked in the description. So to sum up everything I've said so far, okay, I'm literally telling you to give up your life. I am. Like, if you want to go 100% for Christ, you have to die to yourself and give up your old way of living for yourself and yourself only. Give that up so that you can live for Christ 100%. This is not a decision that you're ever going to regret, because living for Christ gives you a purpose and gives life a meaning that you would not have if you didn't follow Christ. I can tell you two big famous people who literally, they reached what our society calls the pinnacle of success for their fields, okay? There's a guy named Troy Aikman. I think I'm saying it right. I hope I'm saying it right. Yeah, Troy Aikman, okay? He won a Super Bowl a while ago, which is the biggest football competition in the world, right? He won that, and afterwards, he said to an interviewer, basically, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said, "Is this all there is to life?" He had won the Super Bowl, and he said, "Is this all there is to life?" The second example I have is Michael Phelps, which is super relevant because the Olympics just got over, right? I'm sure you know who Michael is, but he's the most decorated Olympian of all time, like so many gold medals. He's literally the most talented swimmer in the whole world, like super great guy. I don't know if it was like this year or maybe it was a couple years ago, but recently he felt like he wanted to die. Like he felt like he had no purpose. He wanted to kill himself, and he just felt like this life that he's living was meaningless. He felt like he had no purpose at all. I'm so thankful though that someone, I don't know who it was, but someone gave him the book, The Purpose-Driven Life, which is a Christian book, and he felt like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I have the answer now. And I don't know if he is a Christian just yet, but definitely pray for him. I've been praying for him myself because I want him to know Christ, and I want him to know how loved he is. I truly want him to follow Jesus with his life, but I know that he's getting there, so just keep praying for him, okay? But yeah, like just think about those people, because those are huge people. NFL player, Olympian, you know, just think about normal people like us. Like, how do we feel all the time? I'm sure that people like in your neighborhood, in your school, all the time are thinking to themselves, what's my purpose? Like, what's the purpose of life? There are people searching for answers in so many different places, and we have the answer. The answer is right here in the Bible. Following Jesus gives you a purpose and meaning to your life. And it's one, like I said, you will never regret. You will never regret making the choice to follow Christ. Just think hypothetically, even if there's no God, and the Bible isn't even true at all, and Jesus didn't really resurrect from the dead. Think about hypothetically, okay? You're never going to, I don't think you're ever going to be on your deathbed and think to yourself, gosh, like I just regret being so nice to people all the time. I regret being so selfless and going on mission trips and doing so many things for other people. I don't think that anyone is ever going to say that. I really highly doubt that anyone will ever be like, gosh, I just regret being so loving to other people. That's never gonna happen, right? Because living for Christ, like even if there is no God and Jesus didn't resurrect from the dead, like I said, like living for him gives us something to live for that's bigger than ourselves and much, much greater than ourselves. We have something in our hearts that everyone is looking for. Everyone's searching for the answer of why we're here on earth. What's my purpose? What's the meaning of life? And like people think that life is meaningless. People think that they have no worth or no purpose, no value. But honestly, like everyone is looking for the answer. That's right here. That's right here in our hearts. The answer is Jesus. Like Jesus wants us to give up our lives so that we can actually have life in full, so that we can live life with him eternally. And that is what everyone is looking for. I absolutely do not think that you clicked on this video by accident. I think that God had a purpose behind it, and I know for a fact that he has great things planned for your life and how he wants to use you to bring him glory. So do not wait. Give up your life for him. Deny yourself. Take up your cross daily and follow him. That is the most purposeful life that we could ever live. Have a great day and know that you are so loved and so beautiful.
Where you are, God, I just wanna be where you are.